So here's a graphic organizer, a semantic organizer, that I could use to help students understand the meaning and definitions and examples of certain vocabulary words that we will be exploring in a genocide unit. So an important term that we could discuss and break down is racism. So we would put the word here. First, we would probably put the definition so that students could then use the definition to help them with the other examples in the boxes. So racism is the belief that certain races of people are by birth and nature superior to others. When having my students fill this out, I would probably encourage them to underline important words within the definition that could help them understand the meaning. So I'd probably put races, nature, birth, superior, to help them understand the meaning if they really needed to break it down. Next, we could work on some synonyms. So a synonym for racism could be prejudice or even discrimination. And then we would think, what are the opposites of racism and prejudice and discrimination? So some good words that students would be able to put in the antonym box are acceptance and integration. And then lastly, I would have students use 2 sentences with the word in it. That would help them portray the meaning. One is an example of racism and a non-example. So for an example, I could have students say that the Nazi Party used racism to facilitate and justify extermination of the Jewish people. For a non-example, thinking historically, I could have students, for example, say desegregation helped undo the consequences of racism after separate but equal was ruled unconstitutional. And this is something that they have learned about in history, about Jim Crow laws and civil rights. So they could use that as a non-example. So this is what a completed graphic organizer would look like if students wanted to break down the term racism in a genocide unit.